Hi, kindergarten friends. It's Mrs. Siegrist. I'm missing all of you this afternoon, so I was thinking, you know what? What can I do to make myself feel better? And I immediately thought, why don't you read a story? Why don't you read a story to kindergarten? So that's what I'd like to do. I'd like to share one of my favorite springtime stories called The Thing About Spring by Daniel Kirk. And here's our title page, The Thing About Spring. The world looks a little different today, Mouse said one bright morning. It smells different too, said Bird. There are buds on the trees and new colors in the sky, and I feel warm and happy. Me too, said Mouse. Spring is finally here. Hooray! Mouse and Bird hurried to share the good news with their friends. Rabbit was in the meadow, busy with a shovel and pail. What are you doing, Rabbit? Mouse called. Saving snow while I still can, Rabbit grumbled. We won't see any more of this until next year. But spring is coming, Bird chirped. Aren't you excited? Now, I don't know about you, boys and girls, but I don't think Rabbit looks very excited. Excited, said Rabbit. Ha! The thing about spring is that I won't be able to follow my friends' tracks in the snow, and then I won't be able to find them. But now you won't be cold, said Bird, and you won't have to look for me. I'll be right beside you. Me too, said Mouse. Oh, Rabbit's got good friends. The thing about spring, said Rabbit, is that I won't be able to make snow bunnies anymore. I won't be able to build snow forts either. You know how much fun I have doing that. And I won't be able to make snowballs to throw at my favorite targets. But little shoots will grow up out of the ground, Mouse said, so you won't have to look far to find delicious things to eat. The thing about spring, said Rabbit, is that Bear's waking up, and you know how bad he smells at the end of the long winter, and I'm sure he's gonna want a big hug. Oh, Rabbit, said Bear with a yawn, just because I'm a little stinky doesn't mean we can't share a big hug. I want a hug too, said Bird. Me 3, said Mouse. The thing about spring, said Rabbit, is that it rains when you're not expecting it. But rain brings out the flowers, said Mouse. And the worms, said Bird. And it makes you clean, said Bear. And ready for more hugs. The thing about spring, said Rabbit, is that when the late days get longer, the nights get shorter. And I'm a cranky bunny when I don't get enough sleep. But in the spring, we need more daytime because there are so many things to do, said Bird. In the spring, I love to make loop-de-loops and race the clouds through the sky, said Bird. In the spring, I love to nibble tasty buds and dig tunnels in the soft pine needles, said Mouse. In the spring, I love to splash in the lake and dance in the sun, said Bear. "Spring is wonderful." "The thing about spring," said Rabbit, "is that all the animals chatter on, and the racket hurts my ears." "I'll try to be more quiet," whispered Bird. "Me too," whispered Mouse. "Me three," whispered Bear. "But it's hard not to make a lot of noise." When spring is here, and I love the way the letters in the words are written really, really big. That tells us to make our voice really, really big. "All right," Rabbit sighed. "I suppose no one can stop the seasons from changing. But the thing about spring is that when I stomp around so much and the sun's so warm, it makes me really thirsty." "Me too," said Bear. "I think we're all a little thirsty." "Well then," said Rabbit, "you should be glad I saved some snow. Look inside my pail. The thing about spring is that it's full of surprises." Now look at Rabbit's face. You could tell he's a very happy, excited bunny. "It's wonderful," Bird chirped. "Now that spring is here, the snow has turned to water. It's like the winter gave us a present before it went away," said Mouse. And I love the way the illustrator created the picture so that we feel like we're behind Rabbit looking down too, seeing all those sweet faces reflected in the water in the pail. "I found some cups," Rabbit said. "Dip in. It'll be our last taste of winter." "And our first sip of spring," said Bird. "Here's to spring," said Bear. "I think it's going to be great." "Me too," said Bird. "Me three," said Mouse. The friends looked at Rabbit. Oh, sorry. There they are. "Oh, all right," he said. "Me four. Spring is here. Hooray." The end. Boys and girls, thank you for listening to my story. I feel a little better myself after reading to you. I hope you are having a wonderful spring.